Hang on a minute. There's a dog. Ah. There we go. Whee. My character is cold. Alright. Let me just go find a building to go flop in. Has it gone live? I can see the chat moving, but can you guys hear me clearly? Oh, thank you, Gus, if you can hear me. Thank you very much, Gus. 1 second. Oh, what's that? I tried to zoom in thinking it was armor. Let's go over here. Pretty sure there's like a well nearby. I think just around here. Go inside the shop. Hang on. Cool. Right. Hi there, everyone. Yes. So yeah, I tried to zoom in around the corner, but it didn't work. Nervous Hawk. Welcome indeed, folks. I hope you're having a nice morning. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm still very much between games insofar as live streaming is concerned. So yeah, feeling a little bit directionless in that regard. I finished my itch for Minecraft, and I'm just not interested in doing sandbox building stuff right about now. And yesterday I did a bit of scheduled holdfast, which was a quick one and done. And of course tonight there's a bit of armor, which should be fun. But insofar as general game to go towards, I don't really have anything like sort of on the radar. However, YouTube-wise, which is what I've been focusing on, things are going quite well. I've got Team Fortress Bullshittery on editing day 20. Typically it takes me 20 to 25 days to finish a Bullshittery, so I am very, very far through this one. I've got the video cut together, I've got the video text and keyframed. What I need to do now is I need to finish the quality assurance, but before that, finish a bunch of Source Filmmaker cutaway animations that I'm sort of, working on. So in the same way, sorry, can I just do something? I just need to, if I just open up the chat here and then put a chat window to the side, hang on. 1 second. Cool, then I can read you by turning my head to the right instead of always to the left. There we go. Cool, hi there folks. So yeah, what was I saying? So yes, YouTube editing is going quite well indeed. So I'm spending quite a lot of time just focusing entirely on a bunch of cutaway gags for Source Filmmaker. So in the same way that I typically do with like cartoons, as in After Effects, I'm doing it with Source Filmmaker. And yeah, it's going quite well. I'm okay, Nico. I'm a bit tired and I've got a bit of a headache that's growing gradually, I'm afraid. I woke up very early in the morning because I went to bed. I went to bed fairly early, but then I woke up early, so my sleep schedule is wandering all over the place. I'm sort of waking up and doing little short bursts of animation in Source Filmmaker. Thank you, Liam, and before that, Quackjob and Chunky and Macy on Twitch. Thank you, and Captain Alex, thank you, and Spaghetti and Ding Dang Dow. Holy shit, guys! Thank you, folks. Thank you. Shit, sorry to hear it, Catlin. Hope you feel better soon. That sucks. You've got COVID. Bugger. Thank you, Fly8Oi. Thank you very much, Fly8. Thank you. Oh. So yeah, no particular plan this morning. Yes, indeed. I did see that video, Lord Solby, Lazy Purple's video about Source Spaghetti. And I haven't really gotten that far into the specifics of needing something like that. You know, trying to sort out something like a single texture. but I have been pleasantly surprised with how easy Source Filmmaker is to learn. Maybe I've just been brutalized by far more tedious and difficult to use animation suites. But yes, Source Filmmaker is actually quite straightforward. It really surprised me how easy it was to pick up. Thank you, Massive Cram and VKM Sponge. Thank you. 1 second. Dog over there. But yeah, so it's going quite well. Anyway, how's the chat right now? You all okay? Oh, thank you, Spaghetti. Sorry, did I miss you, Spaghetti? Thank you, Spaghetti Heresy, for subbing. Sorry if I missed you there. Right. And thank you, Blank. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Yeah, it did go. It went surprisingly well, didn't it, Jims? Yesterday in Holdfast. Quack job is wonderful. Good. Still directionless. Sure, but what I mean by that, TD, is that normally I find myself intrigued by one particular game. But, yeah, at the minute I'm just kind of not really feeling a pull towards anything specific. So, yeah. Is the game like DayZ? It is a little bit like DayZ, yes. Not quite the DayZ that... Again, I know you're just asking sarcastically. But the DayZ standalone is a very specific idea of DayZ. But most people's idea of DayZ now differs quite substantially. So, yeah, I'd still call it an imitation of DayZ, not actual DayZ. As in DayZ mod. That's DayZ. Again, it's complicated and it's difficult to sum up. Because DayZ is not just one thing. It is hundreds of different things, thousands even. And that's Lulu, token guy. She's a 5-year-old French bulldog, and she's a bit grumpy. She's a bit of a grouch. Is it cause of editing fatigue? No, not really, punny one. I just find that personally I have a sort of... The best way I can describe it is a muse, in that I have a specific muse, like an inspiration for any particular type of genre, and then I find myself very enthused with that genre for a week or so, and then I'm not so interested in it anymore. I guess that would kind of make me a variety streamer by default, because I can't play the same thing for weeks and weeks and weeks because I just get bored of it. I have to sort of switch between different things. Obviously, I've got things that I like more than others. I really enjoy my survival sandbox games, for example, just because I find them intensely fascinating. But I couldn't just play the same one again and again. I'd get so bored. Yes, I would like to do that, Channy. I would like to do that. Thank you, Fart in your cereal. Thank you very much, Fart. And thank you, Richard. Thank you. What is the sheep icon on the bottom right? I presume that's Bambi? So Bambi refers to a player who is... Well, it's got a few different definitions, but typically it means a player who is a fresh spawn on the coast. But it could just mean noob, as in, someone new. But Bambi is more given to someone as a distinction from hero or bandit, the two primary alignments that you can go with in DayZ. Thank you, Sigmaro, Bambadira, and Demison. Thank you very much. Yes, it's the Musty Gusset server, so it's the ZF server. Yeah. I doubt anyone's running around on it right now. But yeah. There's an old story-driven FPS walking simulator called Cryostasis. Oh? Not heard of it, Captain Diabetes. Do I still have my base? I imagine it would have decayed if the server has not been fully reset, Amberdo. As far as I know, things do that. Thoughts on giving Tarkov a go? I did give it a go a while ago, Bevy. I did indeed give it a go. I haven't really done another sort of PvP-centric sandbox thing, as in Battle Royale style, for a while. Yeah, they're okay. They're not personally why I play the open world survival stuff, though. The shooting on sight is fun, but it's fun when it's one small element of a bigger thing, not just the whole show, at least in my opinion. Thank you, Ty Gamble. Thank you very much, Ty. Apex Legend. I can't remember Covus. I didn't play it because its publisher or its developer is evil. I can't remember. Is it EA? I can't remember. Not Activision. Yes, I wasn't too interested in that. Yeah, EA. Yeah, fuck that then. Not touching that. Ah, dear. There's less kill on sight now in Tarkov, now that they've added VoIP. Really? Wait, VoIP wasn't in it from the beginning? That's kind of strange. Yeah. Also, there's less kill on sight? Isn't that the whole purpose? Isn't it a loot and shoot style battle royale with sandbox elements type thing? Well, it's not strictly speaking battle royale. It's as far as I remember it, it's a sort of vertical slice of the DayZ gameplay or the survival sandbox gameplay. Get in, get some equipment, get out to your safe zone or your base, your extraction point, quickly with PvE and nebulous PvP in a industrial/agricultural Eastern European stalker-ish style. Thank you, Patacor. Thank you very much, Patacor. Did I see the trailer for The Forest 2? I think I did, Catlin, a while ago. Thank you, Emo Swag. Thank you very much, Emo Swag. Deoluxu says, you're currently looking for jobs in the video game industry. My parents are confused when I told them that there are big companies I've blacklisted for myself. Huh? You're blacklisted? What do you mean? Oh, do you mean as in that you won't work for? Oh yeah, I'm sure the same with everyone though. Yeah, there are certain companies that are like, fuck no, they sound horrible. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you very much, Ozzy. I think it's a Bambi, 2-foot. It's a Bambi icon. A new spawn. Okay. Meth, I never really did. I still get sick playing VR. I can play it for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, before I start getting quite queasy. But yeah. No plans to try Subnautica Below Zero? I'm sure at some point, Shorty, but there's no real rush. It will be there to play whenever I particularly fancy it. For the minute, Lord of Rawn, I'm somewhat between games right now, so I'm not feeling a huge push. I might wander around and try and find some equipment shortly. Bavin says, train up, walkabout mini golf will happen at some point. I don't know what that is, Bavin. Wait, sorry, Mag and Bavin have the same icons. Same colours even. Also, good morning, Mag. What publishers do I trust? I don't really, Punny, if you'll forgive me. I don't really trust, in general, companies, specifically. They offer a product, I pay money, I play the product. But, there's no sense trusting or having any sort of faith in any company. They ultimately just want to make... Sorry, it's going to sound a bit edgy and, I'm 14 and this is deep. But yeah, there's no sense having any sort of faith in any company. Any company can produce a horrid stinker or shit the bed and fail and expose expose the truth of it, in that they just want money. And they go too far in that regard, and they treat their consumers like shit. But yeah, no, don't have any trust for a company or corporation. Just try to sort of purchase responsibly, is what I'm saying. What I mean is that there's more specifically a handful of companies, a handful of publishers who have been very, very actively anti-consumer. Again, Ubisoft is the big one. Horribly anti-consumer. And I'm like, okay, I'm not buying your products then. Fuck you. Oh. Sorry, I'm just applying my... I'm trying to stop biting my fingernails. I've got that stuff that you put on it to make it taste horrible. Hang on a second. Ugh, smells disgusting. Anyway, sorry for the people just passing through the stream. Yes, I'm working on Team Fortress Bullshittery Part 1. It is editing day 20 of a probable 35. Sorry for the highball estimate there. The complication is the fact that I'm using Source Filmmaker for some of the jokes. And Source Filmmaker is a fairly complicated animation suite that I'm sort of learning, and it's going quite well though. It's going quite well. Right. When you've got the stuff, you taste it deliberately to see what it's like. You don't need to do that, Gunf. You accidentally put your hands to your lips every now and again. But yeah. Seraphy, it's a subject that's far too long to go into right now. But the sins of Ubisoft have been well documented. From outwardly calling all of their customers pirates to installing very heavy DRM on is it digital rights management or data rights management? Basically limited installations which they tied to graphics cards and then make it very difficult to actually... Sorry, is that true? Did they make it difficult to transfer over your legitimate purchase? What else did they do? Install a security vulnerability on your PC so they could access it through the back door using their Uplay piece of software. Yeah, just general scumminess towards the... What was that press announcement they made? Like the sneery, condescending, just disgust that they have towards their customers. They've done a whole bunch of shit. It goes back years. Releasing incredibly broken pieces of software and then weaponizing review embargoes to stop reviewers from protecting customers from their own shitty pieces of software. So basically weaponizing review embargoes. Yeah, they're a horrid company. But yeah... And they continually keep getting caught in moments of lying. Like they keep getting their tongue stuck in whatever. And whenever they do, it's always someone else's problem. It's always someone else's fault, never their own. There's just huge, they're just wretched, all the way down to the lowest level. Wretched culture in that company. Sleazy, they're sleazy. Ubisoft are sleazy. Oh really? Their CEO was accused of sexual harassment, says Rocktype? Is that true? I didn't know that. Is that real? That wouldn't surprise me. Again, based on what I just told you about it being a very sleazy company. But yeah. Ugh. Oh, sorry. No, wait. But yeah. So what else is going on this week? Sorry, just rambling for a moment. Yeah, I went to see my mum yesterday. She's fine. Got some coffee. Lulu got some attention as well. Lulu's been around the park this morning where she ran around like crazy. They've been sort of ploughing some of the flower beds. I know that sounds weird, but like turning over the soil. So Lulu was going crazy because there were these huge clumps of grass. So she'd take a clump and sort of like thrash it left and right, destroying it, and she loved it. You should have seen her this morning. She was going absolutely bananas. It's really cute. Hi, Quebec. Quebec's in the chat. But yeah. Sorry, I'm going to sound like such a fucking millennial boomer. What the fuck is an NFT? Is it NFT? Because I saw something on the front of Reddit, and it was like such there was a game that was going to use it, and it was like everyone got angry. What does it mean? I've no fucking idea what that means. Thank you, Arvind. Thank you very much, Arvind. Money laundering and a pyramid scheme, says Wanderish. Scam, says Undead. Okay. Money laundering. Non-refundable token, a Bitcoin type thing, often stolen. Okay. So what has that got to do with Stalker? Oops, shit. Nope. Oh, that's the point. Okay, sorry, is that the question? Think like fine art in terms of money laundering, but you don't even need to create something valuable. Okay. Basically digital figurines? Says Miss Artful. Digital figurine. Oh, token. Sorry, I'm just sitting inside a house bantering. Oh, inside a shop, rather. Okay. It's like a Bitcoin that's traded in a decentralized way, but it's linked to a specific digital file. You can use it for in-game items, but why? Okay. So sorry. Next question. So how does it help the player? What sort of benefit does it? Hi there, Quebec. You were hoping to make another Namalsk. Eh? Okay, the chat says it doesn't. Oh. Okay. The Charlie Crocker says NFT is a technology where they use the proof of work behind the blockchain to verify ownership of artwork. It can mean a player can have an entirely unique cosmetic in the game. An entirely unique cosmetic in the game. Okay. Right. Weird. Why am I just sitting here, Leslie? An excellent question. It's going to be like TF2 hats but worse, says Kellerpot. Oh really? Oh dear. Well, I think the TF2 hats was really an attempt to keep people on the what is it? It's TF2 hats are less about cosmetics. That's not the purpose of them. The purpose is to keep you in the conditioning cycle with the loot boxes. That's the whole idea. They want you to stay in that cycle. So they're just the small trinkets that don't mean anything. That they just stuff in these slot machines. No, I haven't, Sendon. No, I haven't looked at that one. Not familiar. Oh, I see. That's what's tradable then, Crying Panda. So these unique cosmetics. Thank you, Bedside Juggler. Thank you very much, Bedside. Well, surely... Well, sorry, if you want to do that, surely you should just let people design their own cosmetics. Because that would really work better, wouldn't it? Imagine, you know, you design a cosmetic and then it can move between players. Like, oh, I've had this thing that such and such made, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. You'd have a whole lot of dicks. There's a cap with a penis on it. Do you want dick hats? Because that's how you get dick hats. Yeah, it's fair. I'm amused that it says nerf, that everyone went to dicks and I went to Nazis. Right. Yes, that is quite concerning. Also, Nerf, your name is a nightmare. I've no idea how anyone is meant to pronounce that. Okay. Thank you, Jester. Thank you very much, Jester. Silly Chimera. The music in the background is the DayZ mod music. So I'm playing on the Musty Gusset server, which is empty right now, but it's the it's the server that we would occasionally drop in and play DayZ on. It's been modified to resemble DayZ Epoch, or at least the version of DayZ Epoch that we used to play back in the DayZ mod days. For those not familiar with DayZ, one of the principal difficulties is that the concept of DayZ has kind of evolved with audiences and even individuals, so that everyone has a pretty different idea of what DayZ is now, what they prefer. And so what this server is set up, it's set up to be quite similar to a base building sandbox type, not that dissimilar from something like Rust. So lots of small elements that we've brought aboard, such as the old music, and the base building, and the traders, that sort of thing. Plan on moving soonish. I would like to, but I have no idea. I have no idea where to start, Leslie. Everything down here is so incredibly expensive. Really, it's quite shocking. Like you spend even a short amount of time just looking at places. Like, how? Cannot believe. Like, even for a small masonette, it's ridiculous. Like, you know, not even kidding, not even exaggerating. Like, a house is like $1 million or something down in the south of England. It's insanity. You're like, you'd be paying that for like fucking rest of your life. Yeah, mortgages are just crazy. Move to Somerset and go next to Alistair. Do I want to? Dear me. Yeah. Is there any life on the server? Probably not, Resware. Probably not indeed. Occasionally it fills up and we have like a game going on. Right. Will I ever have difficulty proving income by explaining that I make YouTube videos and don't even have ads on them? Not really. That's not really how it works. In the United Kingdom, I don't know how it works for other countries, but you register as a sole trader. So what that basically means is that the government does not really care, of course, provided it's not illegal, they don't really care where your income is coming from so long as you declare all of it. That's all you have to do. You just have to declare, this is how much money I'm taking in, and then they look at that, and they look at the tax brackets, and they go, okay, that's how much you owe us. And then you just put that... So long as you're making sure that throughout the year, you're putting aside that chunk in preparation, you're good. So all they really care about in the United Kingdom is how much money are you taking in. Which, sorry, what was the reason the financial person was saying? So, yeah, effectively, if you're not making any income, you don't get taxed on it. They don't care. And if you're below a certain threshold, then you don't get taxed at all. Basically, there's a bunch of, like imagine a bunch of cups, and you've got to sort of fill, like, the first cup is small, then the next cup is bigger, and then they keep getting bigger and bigger, and you've got, say, a pint, that's your income, and you keep filling up the cups one by one. So the first cup gets filled immediately, the next cup gets filled shortly afterwards, maybe you're about halfway through the third cup, and then they will skim 2 centimeters off the top of each cup. Or whatever. Although, I must admit, they do make it rather annoying because they have this habit of, like, we're going to predict your next year's income. So, like, here's what you owe us for next year. And it's like, it could be, because they do this gradient thing where, so like there's this graph thing that I've got like a breakdown, and they always assume that your income's going up, and then if it doesn't go, so like the next year could be like a big chunk, and you're like, ooh, bloody hell. And then of course, if you don't make that amount of money, that's okay, you'll get refunded. They'll just be like, okay, deduction. But it's not called a deduction. But, yeah, but it's always quite frightening on tax day when you're like, next year you're going to owe us this. And you're like, beg your pardon? I don't think it's called a rebate either. It's just like where your tax calculation is adjusted. And adjusted down if it doesn't meet the curve as it goes up. No boys today, Felicity. Where are the ZF guys? Well, Quebec's in the chat, but yeah, I'm not hanging them with them right now. I'll hang with them later this evening. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just hanging out, Black. I'm feeling a bit between games right now. I'm not really sure what what I want to do. If you earn next year more than they predicted, do you have to pay more than they predicted? Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Again, so in the UK, you just declare how much you earn, and then they will take off the percentage that whatever the tax bracket is for that sum. Not in its totality. So say, for example, if you're, just randomly off the top of my head, if like, so you've got like 50,000 and then like the tax bracket is 51,000, the moment you cross the threshold, you don't get taxed the higher tax bracket on all of it. They only tax the 1,000, if that makes sense. So, again, imagine filling up a bunch of cups to the brim and then they just take a little bit off the top of each cup based on its bracket. So again, what my point is that in the UK they don't care about the source of the income; they just care about the total. And then there's another thing you can do. I think it's called something else in the US. I know that it's called something else in the US, where you can choose to, instead of be like a sole trader, you can choose to create a company, and that company exists as a tax entity, and then that entity is taxed. Here in the UK, it's called... Fuck. No, it's not. Is it limited company, or is that in the US? I cannot remember. Sorry, no, the US they call it an LLC, don't they? Sorry, and here they call it a limited company, I think? Yeah, and then you become an employee of that entity. So all of the money goes into like accounts assigned to that entity, I assume, sorry, and then you take out a salary from that entity. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know why that's set up that way. I'm sure if Digby's in the chat, he can happily go through the ins and outs of tax law. Ah, dear. Limited company versus limited liable corporations, it says Gunurf. Not sure what that second one is, sorry. Hi there, bedside juggler. Welcome indeed. You finally decided to pull the trigger and did what? Tip off the cap to all the PC gamers out there. Oh, sorry, as in you switched over to PC? Ah. Congratulations. Yeah, welcome then, bedside. Oh, no, sorry. Do you mean you got a PC? Is that what you meant? Thank you, bedside juggler and jester and fat pingu. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for subbing, folks. Yeah. Sitting in an empty room and talking about taxes. Millennial Simulator. Yes. Thank you, Neo and Sky. Thank you. Yeah, I had a really awkward conversation with my accountant when I had to try and fuck me. It was really, to this day I'm still like, what the fuck. The year was 2000 and I want to say 2018, and I had to explain to my accountant the concept of crowdfunding, and I was like, you cannot be serious. And they were like, could you please include a cover letter to explain what it is? And I'm like, are you joking? Because in their mind, they had this assumption that it worked. So I was trying to explain how like Patreon works, basically. That's what I was trying to do. And in their mind, they thought it was like investors, and they were like, what sort of return? Well, they didn't strictly say this, but it was like, you know, what sort of return do the investors get at the end of a project? And I was like, what? Yeah, this again. I know, devious. I'm shocked. I was fucking shocked. I was really, really shocked. Thank you, Burke Tagar. Thank you very much, Burke Tagar. Dear me. Yes. I've got my patrons now. Yeah, my investors. Where's our return, they say. Whoop. But yeah. Is this armor 3? Yes, Lord Knight. We get our names in RimWorld. Sometimes. Yes, so Sukateen. So I'm working on Team Fortress bullshittery. It's editing day 20 of a probable 35. So sorry about that. So that means another 3 weeks or so. I'm doing the best I can, but yeah, it's it's a bit of a monster. So the video is about 13 minutes and 40 seconds, and 11 minutes and 33 seconds are fully edited. They're a bit rough, to be honest. What I'm trying to do right now is do a bunch of Source Filmmaker animations, cutaway jokes. There are 7 of them. I'm working on number 5. Unfortunately, they get more complicated mechanically speaking, so 5 is quite complicated. 6 is going to be very complicated, and 7 is going to be a nightmare. Because 7 involves remaking quite a sizable chunk of an animated short called Meet the Medic. So that's going to be like, oh god. Maybe not like scene to scene, but certainly in spirit. Indeed, Athletic. Although, as mentioned, yeah, Source Filmmaker is not as unforgiving as I anticipated. If anything, I think I've been brutalized by much harsher animation suites. There's lots of things, lots of shortcuts that Source Filmmaker is doing, which I really appreciate. For example, one can import an animated sequence and then just modify it by stopping it. With some animation suites, you say, launch pre-made sequence, and then the model will start, say, walking, or sitting up, you know, or doing some pre-made, pre-made animation. But Source Filmmaker actually puts the keyframes, not strictly speaking the keyframes, it puts the motion on the model in such a way that it's real. So it's not just showing you that this is some pre-baked mocap thing. It shows you that, yes, you can animate it in this program. Like, the joints of the arm is showing you the XYZ, you know, the range of motion that it's utilizing. So what you can do is you can stop and say, okay, when your arm reaches the most extended point, stop, and then freeze it. And then you can do that for all of their limbs, which is quite useful. It means that I can say, play a standing up animation, and then I can freeze it so that the body is, I can just custom animate them myself, but the legs keep doing their thing. Alright, honey bunny. What's up? You getting comfortable? Hang on. What's up, sweetie? Yeah, she's just trying to get to a comfortable sitting position. Took the cover off the sofa. I need to go get a... Yeah, I need to put it in the wash. Dear. Do you need to do a lip sync in the scenes? Not, well, yes, kind of, Amberto. It depends on the scene. But hell, even that, Source Filmmaker is much more efficient. You can add an add a WAV file, and you can basically just drop it in, and it will try to automatically figure out the phonemes, the mouth shapes, in order to do the lip sync. It's not perfect. I uploaded Harry speaking on a heavy, and it wasn't that great, to be honest, but it certainly, you know, it wasn't bad. Those are zombies outside, the Zeds. much more threatening than they used to be. Zeds in the DayZ mod were really just sort of... They weren't really there. They were just objects they weren't even objects in the sense of programming. They were just hard to describe them, really. Just hacks, NPCs that would just teleport in and just move in a mirrored sort of XYZ path towards you. And they were very easy to outsmart. But now, in the standalone, after a lot of work, the zombies are actually separate entities that stay and have no relation to you at all. So they can move around and pathfind regardless of what you're doing, which is also very useful because in the DayZ mod it meant that if you spotted any zombie and it wasn't near you, then it meant that there was a human in that area because they didn't spawn independent of humans. Which, as you can imagine, for the sake of metagaming, made it very, very easy to figure out where other people were. There were good and bad sides to it, to be honest. The fact that you could figure out where somebody roughly was meant it would often be a source of tension. You would see a Z from a distance and think, oh shit, red alert. Whereas often in the standalone, you won't be aware that there's another human on you until they're physically on you. Which is fine, but... there is a layer of tension with the, I suppose, more like a yellow alert, a sort of like, uh-oh, I could be in danger. There's a Z over there. But for the sake of bandits just flying around in a helicopter, it meant that all they had to do was spot one zombie, because their zombies can't fly. And then that's it. They knew they had some prey down there. So that was super inconvenient, as you can probably imagine. Unfortunately, though, throughout the standalone's development, they had to curtail the number of zombies, owing to the fact that their engine, their original engine, was extremely unstable and did not allow for too many of them to be on screen without the frame rate dipping to unacceptably low levels. As a result, they had to switch off the zombies for quite a long time. I want to say years. I have a feeling it might have been years. The problem is the timing. Again, it's complicated, and I've got a whole bunch of video essay drafts where I go into this nonsense, and I'm sure that people are sick of me talking about it. But once your game is kind of out, it's showtime. Early access may, paint the impression that you're still developing the game, but for all practical purposes, your game is launched. You got to strike the iron when it's hot, and if you switch off the Zs, then, well, you've just kicked the legs out of the PvE element. Hello. And the PvE element is actually quite important, more important than you think. And note how difficult it is for me to evade this Z. He's still on me. Pathfinding very effectively, despite the trees, despite the rocks, despite the fence. He's still on me. With today's releases, that's barely true anymore. On the contrary, Durap, I'd say the opposite. Even more so these days. If anything, the cycle has ramped up massively, in the sense that if your game is not ready for showtime on launch, you can expect a competitor to duplicate what you've done within sometimes weeks. You've got a very short amount of time to bring whatever it is you're showcasing to the Steam store, and then competitors will start to spring up around you. Ooh, a knife. And what I just said there is very true, even for the DayZ back in the day. Look how many effectively inspired games there are from the DayZ open world survival format. There are dozens and dozens of them. Thank you Orcm, pronounced Orseam, and Bank Ruz. Thank you both of you. Hang on. So yeah, my point is, you need to be quick on the mark. Once you've launched the game and once it's in front of people, it's not just in front of people, it's in front of your potential competitors. And therefore, you know, whoops, you'll lose the, the iron will not be hot anymore, even if you keep striking it. It depends, Durap. Again, it's very complicated. It wasn't one specific game that ate the audience of DayZ. Hell, one could argue that the standalone's audience is still there. A whole bunch of different games sprung up which would start pulling audiences in different directions based entirely on what they enjoyed in their survival sandbox games. So those that enjoyed the more classic experience had fewer options to go through. Way fewer. But those who enjoyed the sandbox base building elements had Rust, they had Ark, they had a shit ton. 7 Days to Die. There's way more than that. I did a whole, like, sort of, what was the word for it? Like a brainstorming spider diagram thing. Those who liked the PvP aspects, they were uncatered for a while. They weren't catered to for a while, but then shortly afterwards they had fucking PUBG, fucking all the Battle Royale stuff spring up. No, I'm not so sure it was a Venn diagram, was it, Durant? Well, maybe. I think it was more of a spider diagram. Quebec says, I'm more of a vanilla player personally. Yeah, I'm a mix of both. I'm a mix of sandbox and vanilla. Less PvP. But yeah, it's better. It's more like one audience, one specific very large audience was subsequently filtered through like a sieve, which was able to cater to them. Which is interesting. I just find that what happened to DayZ kind of interesting. I can't really think of another game that's really experienced similar, apart from maybe Minecraft. Maybe Minecraft. Captain Diabetes says, PvE guy myself. Other players are horrible in general. Yeah. But specifically for DayZ, just this game, that horrible element often added an interesting bit of the spice. The fact that you could encounter people who were so diverse in their take on you know how they would treat other people meant that you would meet angels and devils. You never quite knew what you were gonna face. Some of the most fascinating moments in the DayZ mod occurred when I bumped into people who were just pure evil. Disguising themselves and pretending that they were hero. That story that I keep repeating again and again it's totally true, this 100% happened, on the castle just down the coast over there, where I met a guy who was desperate for antibiotics and I went to try and protect him when we saw two bandits were sneaking up you could tell they're bandits because their uniform's white. I saw them sneaking up from the castle below, and I was like, get behind me, I'll protect you, because this guy didn't have a gun. And while I was pretty much mid-sentence trying to talk to the two bandits that were climbing the castle, this guy shot me in the back of the head. He was the third bandit the whole time. And I was in the chat afterwards going, hey, GG. That was cool. He basically given his gun to his friends there, I assume, and went up the castle to try and convince me that, no, I'm friendly. But yeah, shit like that put DayZ on the map. All those little stories, and fuck, it's not just that. It's fucking yeah. Everyone's got stories. I'm sure the people in the chat now have stories of encounters that they've had in this sort of realm, and everyone being all PvE or everyone being all PvP all the time kicks their legs out from under that quite substantially. If it's all just shoot on sight, or if it's all Care Bears and everyone just PvEs, then you don't have that gradient of interesting possibilities. Yeah, the encounters, Amberto. Was that you, Buddha? I stole your pumpkins last year. Was that you, Buddha? Yeah, I did. Someone was tending to their pumpkins. There's some fan art that's been drawn about that. Hang on, can I find? Do I still have it? 1 second. I found someone was tending to their pumpkins in a field, and I was stealing them. Hang on. Pumpkins. Is it here? Satisfactory. Trouble is, I'm not sure if I've named it pumpkin or not. Hang on. 1 minute. Womblesaurus Factory Craft. No, I don't think it's here. Sorry, hang on. Nah, sorry. Yeah, there's some funny art of me stealing Buddha's pumpkins from his farm to the Pink Panther music as I was sneaking down the hill to pinch him. Ah dear. Absolutely, Warmonger. Yeah, that's the real heart of the survival sandbox, or at least initially. All of those moments of victory and betrayal, with no script. Hi there, Arsenal. Sorry, yeah, you might be a little bit disappointed if you're here for DayZ play specifically. I'm feeling between games, so I'm mostly just kind of bantering above. Is it Solnichny? No, wait, Solnichny's over there, isn't it? Interesting, in the Arma 2 campaign, this particular quarry over here is one of the locations that you can find one of the principal enemies. There's a mission where you've got to go across all of Chernarus in order to try and apprehend a war criminal, and this is one of the potential locations that he could be, sort of hanging out with his bodyguards over here. Bavin remembers destroying Edberg's car with Naughty Ostrich. We had to pay off our debt. Hi there, Navy Calvin. Welcome indeed. Don't my clanmates play games? Why don't I join them? I do regularly, Lord Knight. I joined them last night for a bit of Holdfast, and I'll be joining them tonight for a bit of Armour. Truth be told, they're not often as online in the mornings. Many Panda says, I would be extremely angry in my case of betrayal. I'm trying to do something nice, and that's what I get. A bullet through my head, and for what? Exactly! But Panda, it's hard to describe. Hang on to that. Hang on to that. Hang on to that feeling of betrayal and anger. The high emotions and the intensity of the experience is what made DayZ amazing. Imagine just playing all the other games before, and their idea of doing a zombie apocalypse game is to just sprinkle some zombies that you shoot as targets. Then you get into this game, and it's a case of all of these survivors surviving, and then you encounter people who will happily befriend you, and then murder you for the clothes on your back. Or more specifically, the items in your backpack. Yeah, that intensity, that rawness of it, is the exact thing that's attracting people to this game mode. It's completely opposite to my idea of fun. Indeed, File, but it's hard to describe unless you're really into it. It's the rawness, the realness, the fact that, yeah, it's kill or be killed. And sorry, if you'll forgive me, it will put you down a path, okay? It will put you down a journey. The first time I murdered someone in the DayZ mod, I felt like an arsehole. I shot someone, and I felt so bad, because I was like, were they going to kill me? Who were they? Why were they following me? I was moving through the farmlands over there, and I crawled under a concrete wall, and then I heard a noise, and I turned around, and there was a guy with a gun crawling through the exact same section of the wall, and I had a moment to think about it, and I shot him in the face and killed him. And I was like, was he a bandit? He didn't look like a bandit. Was he coming to me for help? Did I just ruin someone's whole weekend? Never found out what his name was. But you start in that place. You start off in this place of, I want to help people. I want to survive. Who was this guy? I don't want to hurt you. And then through betrayal and this desire to protect yourself, you'll gradually find your hand reaching towards your handgun slightly faster. And then maybe you'll be put in a situation where you need antibiotics to survive. You've been alive the entire weekend, okay? You're about to lose your progress. You are dying. And then the guy that you bump into has antibiotics and won't give them to you. Are you prepared to die? Over, just being polite? Are you prepared to pull your handgun out and shoot this guy to survive? Yeah, that question is the heart of what makes DayZ amazing to play. Can you defend yourself effectively? You go down this road of good intentions and end up potentially just robbing people at gunpoint in order to survive. And sorry, if you'll forgive me, people, when I've played Rust or whatever, people in the chat are screaming at me going, why did you shoot that guy? He probably was a friend. Why are you being so rude? And you've got to understand that after you've played years of this, you stop trusting people. If he's coming at you with a weapon, you fucking shoot. Because you might not get... If you don't shoot first, you don't get to shoot second. No one gets to shoot second. But yeah. So my point is, hang on to that. Sorry, was it Penguin that said that? Panda, sorry. Panda. Hang on to that feeling of betrayal and heartbreak, because it puts you down a really interesting gaming path that other games just don't do. Or didn't do before DayZ. Although, truth be told, it might be a bit too late now, 2021. I would fully imagine that most of the servers are just shoot on Site Fest by now, but you know what I mean. Back in 2013, it was, oh, this is new. Thank you, Hummus and Crackerlakin, Luigi and Dead War and Kralix. Thank you, Kralix. Thank you. Indeed, that was a major problem, 2bits. That you've hit the nail on the head, 2bits. The extrapolation of that mentality is that if no one trusts each other in the end, then what's left is just one-dimensional, which is shoot on sight, which is the exact problem. As the survival gameplay mode continued to evolve, everything just kind of became shoot on sighty, because you kind of need a fresh audience in order to keep it... Is he friendly? Is he hostile? Otherwise, yes, it's just shoot now or die, You're absolutely right, 2-bit. Which is why another reason why Battle Royale took off so effectively. Because you had this audience that were now used to shoot on sight, and oh, here's a game where shoot on sight is the whole idea. Yeah, it's probably too late now, Miss Artful. Sorry, just being brutally honest. The days of DayZ were definitely 2012 to 2000 and I want to say 2014. 2014 to 2015. You can bring it back if you get together a server of people who are relatively new. But if you just join a random European server or whatever, yeah, it's probably just going to be shoot on sight now. Sure, Rathanka, that's not what I mean, sorry. You can have a population, a full server. The thing to make the old way of DayZ, the thing that you need is people new to it. People who are desperately just trying to survive. And won't just metagame it. Go straight to an airfield, get a gun, shoot anyone else with a gun. Okay. Oh yeah, it is Solnichny. Sorry, what's this then? Oh, is that Berezino? What's that called again? Yes, sorry. I got mixed up. This is Solnichny. Yeah. 1 second. For those not familiar, on the ZF server, we've got these custom tags here drawn by Scarthy. I'm pretty sure, sorry, Scarthy drew those? So if you encounter anyone with a custom tag and it's a ZF member, please know that the tag itself is worth quite a bit of money. So you can take that to a trader and sell it. So it's a sort of like special VIP thing, I suppose. I think that all of the tags were equal value, so there was no specific ZF member who had higher value than others, but then ZF Tom became one of the admins. And so, of course, Digi's one is now worth 1 credit less, and Tom's one is worth 1 credit more. Because, of course. Sorry, back in a second. I need a wee-wee. I just popped the kettle on. It's also quite chilly in here. Might pop the heating on in a minute. Yes, pee. Euros. I just went to the toilet. Arsenal says, I love that we all know the map back to front. It's such a large map and yet we can run around, see a hill and be like, yep, near Starry. Yeah. The map itself becomes its own character, doesn't it? It's quite impressive. You start to become so intimately familiar with it that you feel like you're home. Yeah, definitely. For a while, I've also tried to really comprehend exactly what it is about Chernarus that makes it so interesting. Honestly, I'm still struggling. I'm still not entirely sure what it is about this specific map that makes it so fascinating. It's not even that it's particularly varied in its terrain. I mean, sure, there are variations here and there, but there's something just quite compelling about it. There's not even nostalgia, even back in the day, Lolo Saraptor, back during, 2013, 2012, there was something particularly decent about it. One of the most interesting elements to talk about with this map is the fact that, so it's not obvious looking at it here, but you've got this fast travel corridor along the coast. So there is a road system that stretches down here. It's not particularly... Yeah, there's plenty of other road systems all over the place, but what's unique about that one is that it's a dual carriageway that on most servers had a plugin installed which deleted the wrecks that would spawn, basically car wrecks all over the place. So this meant that people could, conceivably, get on their scrap bikes and cycle up and down quickly. A scrap bike was a short-lived, one-use-only bicycle that you could spawn from your inventory with a bit of scrap metal in order to necessitate getting back to your body within a relatively short amount of time, or getting towards other players so that you could play with them. It is very sadly one of the primary elements missing from the vehicles of the standalone. The scrap bike was an incredibly important element, I feel, for the overall glue of a server. Again, just getting back to where you were roughly so you could continue your play in 20 minutes time rather than 2 hours was quite important. But the map design, well, you can see it here, sorry, look. Fuck. See that road? That's the fast travel corridor. So, why does this matter, having a fast travel corridor? Well, it means that if, say, your particular play is being a bandit group and you want to rob people... Yeah, that's where I would start. So you'd have groups of bandits just setting up checkpoints effectively. So as you cycled up and down or drove up and down, there was this, oh shit, like a risk. Do we risk the coast road? Or the opposite problem, in that if you were a bandit group with a Humvee, you could just drive up and down the coast. So you spawn on the coast. So when you spawn, get the fuck off the coast quickly, because remember what I said about the zombies. They only spawn around you, or they did in the mod. So the moment the bandits spotted a single zombie, they could stop the Humvee, get out, and start searching for the survivor. It was one of the most frightening experiences you can have in this sort of survival sandbox mode, when you would hear a Humvee and like 5 bandits would get out and start combing with M16s and shit. Why would they do that? Well, bloodlust is one reason, but another reason is that at one point in the DayZ mod, there was a fuck up with the wholesalers, the traders who would sell the scrap metal, and because scrap metal was a necessary part of the base building mechanic in DayZ Epoch, it meant that people couldn't build their bases. They needed lots of scrap metal. And remember what I just said about the scrap bikes? Everyone builds them from their inventory with one piece of scrap metal. You start with a piece of scrap metal on spawning. So for a hilarious, 2-month period, it was open hunting season on the coast for all new spawns. Because if you shot them, you got scrap metal. Oh my god, it was frightening. It was so frightening to just have bandit groups combing new spawn areas looking for pieces of scrap metal. With 50 cal Humvees. It was great. Yeah. Is that a chicken? Oh no, wait. But yeah, the map here, Chernarus, so it's central travel corridor is very important, because some of these elements are the areas are a bit of a bitch to navigate. So you would use this corridor to go somewhere and then peel off and then go somewhere. The ZF clan actually took over Cherno as our base back on our old server. Cherno was much smaller back then. It was like this. Wait. Yeah. It's about this. So we would just place our base here and more or less kill anyone who entered Cherno. We'd have snipers on top of towers, and they would just, the moment somebody turned up, they would just blow their brains out. And we would put loads of dragon's teeth on the road, or sometimes we did. Some of our servers wouldn't let us build on the roads. But yeah, we would barricade the roads with bus wrecks. And yeah, the moment we heard an engine of somebody trying to drive through the main road, we'd be like, ooh, pray. Ah dear, until the PMC wiped us out. That was fun though. That was really fun. We had some beef with the PMC clan to the north. And you know those videos that I made? I don't know if he's still in the chat, so I'm sure he could confirm. But I made those videos where we attacked Willow Lake up here. It turns out, I discovered after the fact, that of those clan members, the PMC clan, right? So Quebec, Echo, Quebec, Echo, who else was there? Fucking Zulu, And there was an X-ray, that was it. It turns out that they were actually based in a cave here. The only person based at Willow Lake was Quebec. So we were basically attacking his house. So he would just wake up and be like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's Quebec in the chat saying you penis. Quebec subsequently joined ZF. Well, they all joined ZF. But yeah. So Quebec would have like a Black Hawk helicopter land on the roof of his helicopter and then start fucking crowbarring his door upstairs. It was good fun though. Ah dear. Sorry, I'm just gonna pop some coffee in the French press. 1 minute. Oh, has it just started raining? Hang on a second. Whoop. Probably better to seek shelter rather than get soaked. There's a farmhouse further down. Might take me a little bit of time to get down there. Hang on. Yeah, we'll head down to that farmhouse. Hang on. I can't read. Anyway, sorry for the people just joining the stream. Yeah, I'm just rambling at the minute mostly. Oh, hi Beastie. ZF Beastie's in the chat, everyone. You've probably seen Beastie in a dozen different bullshitteries over the years. Hope you're very well, sir. But yeah. Hang on. I could just go in here for a second. Probably be cozier. Hang on. Yeah. Cool. But yeah. Hang on. Am I soaked? Damp? Should be okay. Shouldn't get too cold, I hope. Being indoors should help. Why is there a goat? I believe it's a lamb. Or a deer, even. So, Bambi. A status that you would have in the DayZ mod when you were when you were neither a hero or a bandit. Okay. Has Lulu stolen someone's red bra? So that's one of those chew toys. The squeaky toy in it. So there's a ball on the end there, and then it's got tassels that she likes to chew. And I throw it around the flat, and she chases it, and she loves it. Yeah, she's a happy girl. Yes, Maverick, it's the standalone, the DayZ standalone. Also, hi there, Bavin, as well. Still there. Me and ZF is the reason why I bought Rust a few years ago, says Angry God. Angry God. Good to hear. Yeah, Rust is good fun, isn't it? Rust is indeed good fun. Oh. I think it personally missed a few tricks very early on, though. It got better. Rust got way better over time. So notably the inclusion of the vehicle implementation to finally get around faster. It sounds trivial, but all of these small elements, traders as well, all of these small elements really help the package as a whole. There's a reason why the DayZ mod had these things stick around. It's because they worked. Traders, vehicles, aircraft. They all do specific things. They're not just set dressing. Max says, I tried this game, console solo, uninformed. I'm probably not going to pick up the game again. Yep, fair. It's probably a bit too late now, isn't it? Roman says, Soviet DayZ mod or Arma 3 Exile. Depends entirely on what you want. If you're sorry, Roman, if you're asking me which is better, again, they are different strokes for different folks. They do different things. And it's even, it's made even more complex by the fact that people configure their servers specifically for different tastes. If I liked Haibane Renmei, I'd probably like Mushishi. I can't watch Haibane anymore, Deparinge. It makes me upset. It's an extremely melancholic show. Sorry, just sipping a coffee. Indeed, incredibly good. And this is coming from someone who does not like anime. I don't watch anime, I just don't like it. And yet, my ex-girlfriend watched quite a lot of anime, and, well, if you're in a relationship with someone who's sitting in the same room as you watching anime, then you're kind of watching anime as well, if you know what I mean. So I'd be playing the computer or doing whatever, and it'd be on in the background, and, of course, it's on, so, you know. So I watched a lot of anime, and of all of that, I cannot remember any of it, except for Haibane Renmei. The one anime that wasn't at all acting like an anime. Like, the characters were wandering around and they were just being normal people, save for a few odd scenes. All of the things that I found so infuriating about anime, all of these idiosyncrasies and specific Japanese cultural norms that were either flying in over my head or I was just finding incredibly annoying, just weren't in it. But yeah. This is quite cozy. Just sipping on a coffee. Oh, what's that? There's an airdrop going towards Belota. So as I just mentioned, the whole purpose of, each individual thing that was added to a server doing a different thing. The obvious advantage of having an airdrop isn't just so that people can get very high-end equipment. It's so that all of the people in this area will be tempted to go to one specific location, greatly increasing the chance that players will encounter one another. Rather than just wandering aimlessly, a specific destination has been placed for them. Granted, that interaction will probably mostly involve fighting, but the high adrenaline moments of potentially getting an airdrop is often too tempting to resist. Not just the items, but the adrenaline. Are things in the aisle still covered in drama, as far as I know? I don't really follow any drama, Leveritus, with the aisle. I'm not really following that sort of thing. I've been sort of sitting back waiting for their development to progress because I want to see what they do next. But no, I don't really care about drama stuff. Oh yes, of course, Leveritus, yeah. So a short dip into the subreddit for the Isle will see plenty of people screaming, but I don't really follow it. Have I been studying game sociology? I don't think that's a thing. Wanna banana. Sociology is a thing. I used to study sociology in college. It's fun. Sociology was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Thank you, RDW. Thank you very much, RDW. Didn't I study Roman history? Russian, Zoob. You think I said yeah, not Roman, Russian. Indeed, I saw it, Leslie. Holy shit, that was a cool video, though, wasn't it? That guy was mental. Holy shit. Is there a game that I can play when I want to disassociate? Something that's mind-numbing yet enjoyable. It depends what your mood is at the time. Something like this can be quite relaxing to do as you move around and loot different locations. The random nature of that always provides the potential for something interesting. Thank you, Demon Ninja and Jax. Thank you very much. Thank you. Also, good morning, Zam Rabbit. Zam Rabbit has a face full of stir fry. Ooh, tasty. Oh, look at her. She's being cute. Yeah, she was covered in soil this morning. Just doing lots of digging in the park. Yeah, she's happy. That's what matters. But yeah. Frag Lloyd says, I struggle to enjoy DayZ these days, unless it's PvE. The sheer amount of shoot on sight just kills it for me. Indeed. You miss the days when Q&E wiggle back on DayZ mod meant leading to some great interactions. Absolutely. Yes, again, it's complicated because for this specific type of game mode, you do need a fresh audience to go through the machine. A machine that will have you drop in and just earnestly want to survive and will gradually brutalize you in the nicest possible way. So in other words, you will continually find yourself faced with situations of kill or be killed. You'll find yourself being betrayed, and over time your heart will steadily harden, and towards the end of your DayZ experience, you may well end up the very bandit that you ran from at the very beginning. Because shooting first ensures that you survive. Trouble is, if you've got a static population and no new people coming in, then obviously the whole population will be bandits by the end of it. Which again, sorry, I'm just repeating the points from my video essays a bit. Some of them haven't been released yet, which was one of the reasons also why releasing this particular type of game and bringing in a fresh audience in the form of Steam starts a countdown. So your population in the DayZ mod is what, 1 million? Roughly? Like, was it 2 million sales or something? But let's assume like 1 million people running around on all the different servers over the course of, what, like a year and a bit? Then, put it on Steam, your population is going to be what? You're going to have a big population explosion of however many millions of players buy the game. Well, you've got 2 timers that have started there. That initial timer of the original vanilla audience decaying into bandits, and then the same timer for all of the entire Steam audience potentially decaying into bandits. So now, come 2021, of all of the people experienced in the DayZ mod, how many heroes are left? Not to sound, like an arsehole or whatever, but yeah, how many? I would not hesitate to shoot someone who steps through the door, because it's a case of I either shoot them and live or potentially die. And when there's that potential to lose your entire progress, everything you've done, because you hesitated, you stop hesitating. Oh yeah, right now, do nothing. Honestly, if someone came through the door right now, I just run immediately. My chances of survival are so much greater if I run. But doesn't that assume that everyone becomes a bandit eventually? Says Storm. Tuum Storm. I feel there's lots of hero players, and ones that are most willing to RP a bit more are the veteran players. Sure, occasionally. But Staum, I mean, it will get to the point where if it's a coin toss, if there's a 50-50 coin toss of you getting shot in the face, even the most hero of heroes will start to become a little trigger-fingered, you know? Sorry, what the hell is that? That's just an audio sting. Jad, what is a hero? A hero simply means a player who, in the context of the game environment, where no rules are placed on your behavior, is defined as heroic purely by not engaging in evil actions such as murdering other players and taking their stuff. That may sound strange, but it is a very real thing, in the sense that with no rules, there's no one to stop you from being a murderous, torturous, hilarious piece of shit. And so simply not doing that marks you as a hero. Although obviously in the mod sense, it's a literal just number. Like your hero number will go up if you heal people. But just in the context of game, like the meta game, yeah, simply not murdering people marks you as a hero. Yeah, it's a major element of this the freeform sandbox survival nature thing. There are no rules. Do as you will. No one will stop you. No one will judge you. So in those conditions, some people choose to be monsters. Why? Because it's fun. Oh my god. Some of the most hilarious fucking moments I've had in DayZ have been me being a pure arsehole. Like pretending to be friendly and hiding a weapon and sneaking up on people. Or befriending someone and hanging out with them for a while to the point that they give me their base location. And then I take that base location back to my friends in ZF and we go attack them later. Oh, it's hilarious. Or stalking outside a trader to shoot the poor motherfucker who just spent ages hauling in all of this equipment and then selling it for cash. Putting it in their backpack, and then I shoot them and then I take their cash because, oh my god, it's way more convenient. That's funny. Oh dear. You get my point though. It's difficult to easily quantify to people who aren't really into this type of game, but yeah, the extremely broad, what's the word for it? I suppose like gradient, like measure in how you conduct yourself, things you can do, the broad nature of it means that you can have the darkest bandits and the lightest and most angelic heroes and everything in between. Whoop. Ooh, hello. Hello. Bye-bye. 1 second. Put that there. Anything in here? Ooh. A rotten zucchini and some ammunition. Some hiking trousers with some bandages. Keep the jeans. He does not want to go down, does he? There we go. Am I bleeding? I think I'm okay. What's that? Oh no. I might be bleeding. Am I bleeding? Nope, it's fine. Right. Oh, where does this go normally? Put it there. This is the Musty Gusset, the ZF server. So I don't know, forgive me, I don't know how the whitelisting works. There is a whitelist. Oh, burlap sack. Surprisingly valuable. They can be turned into burlap strips, which are necessary to make a ghillie suit. Okay. Yeah, I think the masks were added as a joke at the start of the COVID outbreak. Right. Is there an auto run? There is, it said. Cool. Maybe just wait until it stops raining for a second. Otherwise I'm going to get soaked and then I'm going to start losing health quickly. I'd be crazy to stream DayZ on a known non-whitelisted server. Indeed, Carl, yeah. But also in general it helps because it cuts down on the number of people just trying to run in front of the stream and be like, hey mum, I'm on camera. Which gets really old really quickly. Right. Ooh. I'm not familiar with them, Sandman. Sorry, I've never met them. Mum has the energy to watch you on camera only so many times before even she is tired of my shit. Oh, what, my mum? Yeah, she sometimes watches. Hi, Mum. Again, I'm a product of my upbringing, Mum. All this bandit stuff. Ah, dear. Leon, about an hour ago on the stream, I asked what the fuck it is because I think I'm too much of a millennial to have any idea what that means. 1 second, just gonna have a bite to eat. Right. No, I haven't, Soul Monkey. I think there was a bug that would give you an infection if you ate with gloves, so hopefully that's been fixed. Okay. Blade and Sorcery Brutality, more than DayZ Brutality. Different type of game, to be honest. Very different. Will I be having a social distance Christmas dinner? I don't know yet. Honestly, it scares the shit out of me. Because my mum keeps trying to push us towards having a big dinner thing. And the more I'm hearing about this virus thing, is making me appreciate how fucking dangerous it might be. Okay. Am I worried about Omicron? Omicron? Yeah, big time. Big time. 1 second. Pop that on instead. Let's go. I'm just going to wander this way. So where are we now? Solnichny. Ah, Mistar is up there. We'll go towards Mistar. There's a few buildings between us and Mistar anyway. Thank you, Jurlin. Thank you very much, Jurlin. Hi there, Novi. Hope you're very well. Folks, Novi's in the chat. That's ZF Sheep's partner and a good friend of Sinai's super hot girlfriend. I hope you're very well, Novi. Right. Novi loves her many titles. Yeah. Novi says, I'm like Daenerys. You're Hitler? What? Also, yeah, on that topic, how awkward now for all of the kids who have been named Khaleesi and shit. I know this has been mentioned a few times. But, yeah, since she turned into medieval Hitler, it's like, uh-oh. Oh, a torch. Need to find a backpack if at all possible. Oh, a gun. Pop that. Sorry, what flavour ammo does it take? 7.62. Okay. Apparently, Novi, apparently the number is quite high. Take the sledge. Okay. Is that a well that you can drink from? I don't think so. Doesn't look like the right texture. Screwdriver, don't know if that does anything. Oh shit. Just attracted a Z. And another one. Fuck. Ooh, canteen. Gun cleaning kit. Trouble is, I don't have a huge amount of space. The canteen would indeed be useful if I had a belt, but I do not. Keep those. Probably don't need that. Oh, okay, it's actually smaller than I thought. That's what she said. Hang on. Gun cleaning kit could indeed be useful. Novi is so bored this weekend. Sheep has gone up north of Wales with some family friends to go camping. Well, I hope you're okay, Novi. Get out the sledgehammer because here comes a very sick lady. Got it. Right. Can I sneak out without attracting too much attention? Hi there, Alistair. Hi indeed. Hope you're A-okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, in a few minutes I'm going to get on with the editing. Which is going fine. It's going great, by the way. So I'm working on Team Fortress. Thank you, Martin Lab. Thank you very much, Martin. Okay. So yeah, what else is going on this week? Not much really. Again, it's just been a very normal editing week. Making some great progress on Source Filmmaker. It's going quite well. I'm hoping that when it's done, you'll be like, ooh. Fingers crossed. Helicopter battery. Fairly uncommon. Hat. Alistair says, you know how you can draw on signs in Rust? They added drawable fireworks. You have exactly one guess. Dick fireworks! Yeah! That's awesome. Thank you, Ulrich says hi. Thank you very much, Ulrich. Thank you. Dick fireworks and windmills of friendship. Gee, I wonder what that could mean. Oh dear. What is it with men drawing penises on things? Like, right from a young age. Mostly because it's just funny. Thank you, Bum Bizzled. Thank you very much, Bum. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's mostly just specifically because dicks look stupid. Definitely the last chicken in the shop look, as Crichton would put it in Red Dwarf. Thank you, Communism Man. Thank you very much, Communism. Oh. The airdrop at Balota was destroyed by the infected. No one got there. Let's cut through the forest to get straight to Mista. Thank you, Helios. Thank you very much, Helios. And good to hear it, Top Hat. It's good fun. I do recommend. Okay. I can hear a deer in front of me. So yeah, hunting deer will let you access their pelts. There's one. Which is a good idea because they sell very well at the traders. So hunting and then bringing the pelts to the traders is a decent way of getting some cash that you can use to buy things that you could really use in, well, a survival situation. The trouble is though, firing your gun obviously makes noise and you might attract attention in the form of a bandit. Thank you, Alchemos. Thank you very much, Alchemos. Thank you. Right. What's that? Is that the moon? Yeah. So yeah, barns often make a great location for a base. Wait, how do I jump? Nope. There we go. Space. Hold it down. So yeah, a combination of big wide doors that you can open for vehicles, and the fact that you only require a couple of wooden planks to secure it properly means that they can make excellent locations. Downside of having a barn base is the fact that they have no real viable windows to shoot out of, or even opportunities to build like an upper level. In the event that you get surrounded, you can be really, really, truly surrounded. Indeed, Alchemos. Yes, they are both cut from the same cloth. So Scum is one of those things where it's quite interesting because in the sort of the ecosystem of survival sandbox stuff, the classic version, the strong emphasis on an individual surviving with his gear and not on, say, base building. Yeah, that area of it was not well represented, and then Scum came along. Scum is one of the very few that tries to stick a little bit closer to a classic version. It's got many flares, such as, for example, the mission sites that you can go to. At the time when I was playing it, at least, with those robots. So it's not strictly speaking just, you know, a bunch of guys running around. Are there bases now? I'm not sure, sorry. But yeah, back when I tried it a while ago, it was very classic DayZ style. Another burlap sack. Cool. I should chop these up to get strips. They'd be easier to transport, and also, potentially a ghillie suit. So here's a question for the regulars that play Scum, because I don't know. I'm quite curious. So one of the principal elements of this that made it interesting was the fact mentioned before. So the fact that you could have repeated player encounters, and those player encounters could go either way. They could be very shoot on sight, they could be very friendly and you hang out with people, and anything in between. So when Scum came out, how would you characterize the encounters specifically? Were they quite shoot on sight, or a mixture? Or very little shoot on sight? What was the general flavour? This has been activated. Has this been activated? Someone activated this. Someone clipped this recently and then dropped it. Right? Oh no, wait. That's on. Weird. I thought with the white bar it indicates that it's still going. My mistake. Scum early days was shoot on sight, now it's more chill and chat, says Mr. Feudal. Okay. Deadbird says my Scum experience was almost always shoot on sight. Epoch says it's the same in Scum, it's more friendly now than kill on sight. Sounds like a bit of a mixture. Okay. Okay, she's down. She's not. There we go. So this village of Mustar, this was always an extremely poor location to have a base. All the way throughout the DayZ mod, this was one of the worst locations on the map. It's close enough to the coast that you'll get repeated visits from new people. It has very few buildings that could hide vehicles. It also has some very challenging terrain, which meant that bringing vehicles up here for storage was a nightmare. But by far the worst quality is the fact that it's on a hill, meaning that anybody could sit up on that hillside and snipe you, or surprise you from just appearing from the lower part of the gradient. So if you built a base in Mustar, it was definitely hard mode. you could get very quickly ambushed, and there wasn't a huge incentive to build stuff here. You want nice open terrain that you can safely shoot back on, in, along with lots of locations to store all of the vehicles you'll be salvaging. Especially a helicopter. So one of the things that we did is that we would take over one of the central buildings in Cherno, because it had an area at the top where you could land helicopters, but that had its own problem in the sense that people would just, as a joke, shoot the helicopter. So every time we had to keep replacing glass or whatever was damaged. And due to the way that helicopters worked, which is poorly back in the DayZ mod days, one piece of damaged glass here would cause a fuel leak. So over the course of like an hour, the whole thing would be out of fuel. It was incredibly infuriating. Thank you, Suchi Sorrow. Thank you very much, Suchi. Thank you. What's that? No, nothing. Right. Not recently, Mr. Feudal. Not recently as in the last few years. What's that? Oh. It's for a truck, isn't it? Indeed, it's almost time for work. Has someone been through here? Lots of open doors. A lot of open doors. Ooh. A green hoodie. Okay. More space. And slightly better to hide. Sewing kit, take that. It's random, King, discard. So the doors are either open or closed randomly. Ooh, not cola. Okay. Ooh, well, I hope you have a swift recovery, Jordan. Yeah, I hope you recover quickly. You just finished surgery. Yeah, holy shit. Well, I hope it went very well. Okay. Don't need that. Okay, I do need to wrap up the stream momentarily, to be honest. Got to get on with editing today. Ah. Oh, well. Well, well, well. What was that? Flies? Why flies? Hang on. I heard flies, like from a dead body? Weird. Hang on. So what's this then? A common antiseptic. Huh. Oh, wait. Wonder if these even work. Oh. Just Just a derelict. Right. Quite a few Zeds. Take care, bedside juggler. Have a good one. Quite a few Zeds indeed. I shouldn't sally into a fight I don't need to do. Why is he in here? Weird. Alright. Hello. Here he comes. There he goes. Ooh. Matchbox. Very useful. Thank you, Kotik Raft. Thank you, Kotik. Come on. Nice. Sledgehammer is quite effective. Ooh. Money. Cool. Surprise, Grandma! She was surprised? Right. Pop that there. Money still has value? Indeed, the trade locations. Not sure, yeah, why they still have value, but they do. Hang on. So where's the nearest trade site? Probably Starry, which is there. Not that far. Okay. Yeah, we'll head down the road. Alright. Anyway, sorry, for the people just passing through, yeah, I'm going to get to work on Team Fortress Bullshittery Part 1 soon. It's editing day 20 of a probable 35 days. Alright. In fact, we'll probably go over to this house. It seems sensible. No particular plan this morning. Ooh. Right. What's that? Oh, holy shit. Hunting jacket, 42 slots. It's pretty damn good. Is it damaged? It's worn. It's pretty damn good. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Fairly camouflaged. Does the leather... does that let me stitch this together? Or do I need a dedicated... What's it called? Hang on. Yeah, that won't work. Never mind. Probably either sell or chuck the leather kit. It's a hoe. Don't need that. These buildings here are often excellent. Ooh, another hunting jacket. Blimey. You alright, honey? You okay? Yeah, these houses are often excellent locations for bases. So you can board up the lower level, and then you've got windows that you can return fire if need to be. Stop yourself getting ambushed. Okay. Hiking boots as well. What do I have? Some trainers. Yeah, I'll take the hiking boots. Cool. Indeed, Scarthy's badges. We've all got one. A little skull. That's a Womble skull, apparently. The glasses and everything. So yes, if you find me in the game and you're going to shoot me, I'll give you my badge if you let me live. And then when you're looking down and admiring it, I'll shoot you. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that bit out loud. Right. Yeah, I'll probably leave it there this morning. Yeah, again, sorry for the aimless stream this morning. I've got lots of editing to do today, so yeah, I'll probably just crack on with it as best I can. But yeah, this week just kind of doing the Team Fortress bullshittery as best I can, and yeah, I'll be around this evening for a bit of armor, most certainly. So yeah, stream my editing. I would crazy, but if you'll forgive me, I've really got to focus on editing. I wouldn't be able to sit here and narrate and answer questions as frequently because I've got to be concentrating, and there'd be a whole load of spoilers for the video anyway, so it would kind of suck. No amount of editing can make a joke funny again, so you know. You alright, honey? What you doing? You trying to get comfortable? Hang on. Oh, look at her. You alright, sweetie? Ruff. 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 Oh, I see. She wants to sneeze. Aw. Right, hang on. So thank you for watching, folks. 1 second, just going to log. So yeah, time to just get on with the editing, be in this chair for the rest of the day. I would go for a jog, but my ankles are feeling quite owy. I think I've sprained them. Well, I've hurt them somehow. So I'm just going to rest them for a bit. Yeah. I could edit a pointless video and then stream my editing on that. I could, Quick Faith, but I've really got to, yeah, I've really got to get this bullshittery done. Got to do that. All right. Cool. So let me just have a look and see who's doing what. 1 second. So in the clan. So the only person on right now is Edberg. So I'll hand you over to him then. So he's doing a bit of escape from Tarkov. I will leave you in his company. So she's bogging off. So thank you for watching, folks. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon. I'll be just focusing on the on Team Fortress. So all the best. See you soon. Be around for armor this evening. And yeah, thank you again, folks.